Sergio Busquets, the greatest central defensive midfielder ever, will be leaving FC Barcelona this season. After 18 years and 31 trophies with the Blaugrana, our legendary number 5 will be departing on a new journey. The composure and the maturity that this man had even at a young age blew my mind, and I assume many of the other fans. Press resistant are the words that I would best describe him as. He was a huge part of our golden era. You could just not get the ball away from him. He would distribute it perfectly like a deep line playmaker. Huge part of what Guardiola did. Huge part of the success that even Luis Enrique did. Everyone that had Sergio Busquets under them felt what he gave to this team. There would have been no tiki taka without a Sergio Busquets in that team. Part of the best midfield trio ever, alongside Andres Iniesta and Xavi Hernandez. One quote going around that perfectly sums up Busquets is from Vicente del Bosque. Sorry if I butchered the name. You watch the game, you don't see Busquets. You watch Busquets, you see the whole game. Busquets had an unreal type of perception of the game. He read everything on the field like no one else that I've ever seen before. Maybe even Messi. Maybe apart from Messi. But he he was just unbelievable. He was an alien. We all presumed that he would have signed a contract extension and he would have stayed for the next season. However, the club confirms his choice, unfortunately. I wasn't able to watch his career, not even most of it, but I was still blessed to have watched him the few years that I did. This departure will be catastrophic for our project. We cannot replace this man. It is impossible. It is virtually impossible. What he was on for the pitch, what he was on the pitch for us was irreplaceable, straight up irreplaceable. And we're dealt with the impossible challenge of finding his heir. We know about Zubamendi, Amrabat, and the other options to come in his place, but will they really be able to do what Busquets did? Maybe not. But we will have to find a way, regardless. We will have to find a way to move on. We will surely be looking into the transfer market for pivots this summer. So I would for sure expect Amrabat to come in. Amrabat can play in a single pivot, but I think he's strongest in a double pivot alongside Frankie de Jong, and as well as Gundogan. Could also play in a double pivot. However, I see him more attack minded than Amrabat, obviously. Zubimendi is not only the dream of Xavi's, but he's also the dream of the fan base as a whole, because players like Rodri and Kimmich are obviously unavailable, and Zubimendi is way too expensive, so we will not be able to go for him. 60 million euros, which is his release clause, is just way too much for us to pay at this moment. Well, 60 million we could pay, but we will not pay 60 million. And when you have to take into account everyone else that we need, all the extra reinforcements we need this summer, it's just out of our budget. We will not be gaining additional FFP from the Busquets departure because next season's plans already assumed Busquets would not continue. Remember that his contract will be expiring this summer, and we were trying to extend it another season. So, because of this, it will not open up any additional space because it was already assumed to be that way. I wish that Busquets would have stayed for at least another season, even if he were not to be a starter, so he could teach and mentor whoever we chose as his successor. For example, if we brought in Amrabat, Busquets could pass down a lot of his knowledge. This will unfortunately be similar to how we were unable to do the same with Luis Suarez. We weren't able to find him a proper heir, and as a result, we missed out on that passage of knowledge, that passing of the baton. We'll we'll see how next season goes. I would expect more transition, but hopefully we will figure it out quickly. Sergio Busquets, thank you for everything you gave the club and the fans. We will never forget what you did for us, all of your moments of magic. Such in the biggest of games, especially that 3-1 against Madrid in the Super Cup final. I will not forget that. I hope you enjoy the rest of your career, wherever you go. Gone but never forgotten. Thank you and goodbye.